What is going on, everybody? It is Craig, and here I am with personally one of my favorite things to do on this channel, something I wish I did more of. I got a little bit of rant to have you. I just saw Halloween Ends. I didn't write down any notes, anything like that. I want to try to be stream of consciousness, and I'll be honest, this rant will be a smidge anticlimactic because I didn't hate it as much as I hated Halloween Kills. Now, to be fair, that might be because I saw Jeepers Creepers Reborn last week, and that movie was so bad, I feel everything I see for the next couple of weeks will be better by comparison. But let's talk about it. One, it's not even necessarily a Michael Myers movie. It's more based on Corey, who becomes a killer. Oh, by the way, spoilers. I said that in the title. So, but Myers pops up eventually in the sewer. So maybe we're watching it. And then there's also a whole Michael Myers. Is he mentoring Corey? Kinda. They're killing together. Is that the thing? Is that so? We look at watching Mr. Brooks maybe. But then again, Michael Myers' powers gets transferred through the eyes. It's not a heart or anything like that, or like a slug thingy. But are we watching Jason Goes to Hell? Like, I don't know. It's going in a lot of places the Halloween movies don't go in, which I get. It's you can only have so many freaking Halloween movies before you start jumping something new. And sometimes something new can be good, and sometimes it's what you see here. So it takes place 4 years later, which actually surprised me. I was under the impression that it was like like that night still. She finds the daughter dead. You don't even get any of that moment. You just get, I killed my daughter, whatever. But 4 years later, she's living with the granddaughter in a house. Now the granddaughter was in high school last we saw her, and now 4 years later, she's working as a nurse. Possible. Could have went to community college, 2 year degree, 2 year nursing degree. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. But it's still like they've rushed her to almost like an adult role as opposed to a teen still struggling with the death of a family. Plus, she has a shitty boss. The boss, the doctor yells at her. He's also banging her colleague. Even though the banging the colleague, by the way, the colleague still calls him doctor when she's in his house. But that's okay because they get sorted by Myers and Corey. Corey should pull it back in. But again, stream of consciousness, that's what I like to do with the rants. My cat wants in on it. Who cares? Corey had sort of a negative storyline early on. He was babysitting for a kid who was a brat, and the kid accidentally got killed because Corey kicked open the door because the kid locked him in, and then the door hit the kid, and the kid allegedly kind of flipped and fell down like 3 stories, and boom. And allegedly he got hit with aggravated manslaughter for that, but then he was out. He's walking around. I don't know how many years he got for aggravated manslaughter. I'm not going to look into that. I will say the kid deserved to die. Like, that's one of the things with this Halloween movie more than any other. And I think the big guy might be onto something, because correct me down below if I'm wrong. But to some degree, maybe with the exception of his boss, but even that, the boss is banging the guy's mom, and so who knows? Everyone who was killed, I think, deserved to die, right? I mean, the 4 kids were dicks. I know the one girl wasn't a dick, but she didn't report what was perceived murder, and she didn't try to stop anybody, so you're guilty by association. The cop was a dick who was kind of stalking the granddaughter and wouldn't take no for an answer, so he deserved to die. The mother, Corey's mother, it's sort of insinuated they had a relationship because she kissed him pretty hard on the mouth, and then oh, whoa, what the fuck? So they deserve to die, So I mean, I'm sure there's some other kills that happened that I'm forgetting. Oh, the doctor and the nurse kind of deserve to die for being dicks. I mean, and the kid who Corey killed initially, I could argue that son of a bitch deserves to die. He was as annoying of a kid character as I've seen in a movie in a while. If it wasn't for Sleepaway Camp 4, that kid could be a contender for the worst. But it wasn't that much screen time, so. But, so that's weird. That actually is weird. You didn't really care about any of the victims. People thought you would see a victim of maybe the cop, maybe the sheriff, who's apparently now him and Laurie are going to go on and do the Bridges of Madison County together. or maybe Kyrie Richards. She didn't even encounter Michael in this freaking thing. You know, no one got killed or the OGs, which in a final thing you're supposed to see. I will say I did have this movie partially spoiled for me, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch this rant. Mr. Blind Minnick, my boy, I love you, but goddamn, it's like 10 a.m. the day the movie came out. He had a picture of chopped meat, and it's like, here's Michael Myers from a Michael Myers figure or something, like joking around. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, he's gonna explode or something. And then as soon as the movie opened up and I saw the car thing, I'm like, okay, he's gonna fall in that somehow. And now let's talk about that. Not only did he not fall in it, his lifeless body was taken on parade, if you will, and then thrown in that. What happened to Halloween Kills? In Halloween Kills, he was superhuman. In Halloween Kills, he was assaulted by the town. There was even some chick who bought an iron, and he got up and he just killed every motherfucker. Yet in this one, somehow, essentially, Laurie is enough to take him out. And then she, you know, the daughter comes back and makes sure she doesn't let him kill her, and then they throw the body in the thing. I don't know. I will say, we'll have a very hard time trying to bring back Michael Myers, so maybe this was a legitimate, hey, here's the end of the Michael Myers saga. We've had enough remakes. We've had enough this. We've had enough that. I mean, you know, so technically, you know, how many series do they have? Three completely different sort of launches. There was a nice sort of homage to Halloween in general. You did see Nick Castle in this movie as a flasher, which was kind of funny in a Halloween scene. I don't know if you don't notice it, go back watch as Nick Castle. So that was neat. Like I'm not yelling as much as they did with Halloween Kills. Like Halloween Kills with that fucking evil dies tonight. Fuck you. But this is more like I didn't feel like I was watching a Halloween movie, and I feel like they're trying to be too cute with things. And like I will say the effects were better than they were in the other ones. I mean, all the blood stuff that could have been done a lot better. But some of the kills in Halloween and Halloween Kills were just really shitty CGI, and you didn't see as much of that. So I guess that's a plus. But this movie, the fact that there are people talking about this movie as if, oh my god, it's the best Halloween movie I've ever seen. Just like the people who say they like Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I question the decision making of people on this planet sometimes. Like, is this movie the worst Halloween movie? No, it's not. There's several that it was. There's several that, I mean, Halloween Kills to me is the absolute fucking worst. And before you get on Halloween Resurrection, pretend Halloween Resurrection wasn't a Michael Myers movie. So just a cool premise, like the house cameras. And pretend it wasn't Busta Rhymes, because I know that pissed the people off, Busta Rhymes with the kung fu shit. But if that was in there, that was a pretty fun movie. It's like the movie Girl House, which wasn't bad. So I would definitely say this was the worst, though. Halloween Kills was the worst of them. This was somewhere in between. Maybe not quite as bad as 6, but not quite as, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the big thing is now, because everyone was so excited. Myers, he's the best. He's definitely not coming back anymore. And the fact is, talk all the shit you want about Jason, talk all the shit you want about Freddy and Leatherface. None of them were taken out by a 70-year-old woman. Think about that. So how big bad is Michael Myers if he's taken out by a 70-year-old woman? Just saying, Myers isn't the badass people make him out to be. He's stronger than someone like Ghostface, but that's not saying much. But anyway, folks, what do you think? Do you disagree? Like I said, I'm sorry I don't have the vitriol I normally have on these rants. For that case, go back and look at the Jeepers Creepers Reborn, or if you really want a nostalgia grab, go watch my Halloween Kills rant. Like that one, I definitely, I think I almost had a coronary, which would have been bad, but I didn't, thankfully. So, as always, thanks for checking out my videos. I do greatly appreciate it. Please make comments, interact. That's the reason I do these, is I think it's fun to talk to people, as opposed to the voices in my head. But I will catch you next time. I don't know what the next movie is I'm waiting on to see that I'm excited about. I got to see Pearl. I got to see Barbarians, but I don't anticipate Rant videos coming on either of those because I think I'm going to enjoy the hell out of them. So who knows? I'm sure there'll be something. Till next time, peace out.